Cam fam, welcome back and welcome to Keeping Up with Cam. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. If you are a returning subby, thank you so much for coming back. Today we have our Toddler Boy Hairstyle video number 67. So today we're getting into a kind of requested style from Cam. His friend had a Mohawk in class and he kind of like wanted a Mohawk, but he doesn't want to get rid of his hair, so this is our version of a braided Mohawk. So I do want to show you that we're starting this. There's shorter hair in the middle. I don't want to call it breakage because we've done nothing to break his hair. But when you do have that repetition of always having that middle part, always having that part at the same spot, that's what's going to start to happen. So we're changing up the style a little bit, and I'm going in with a part that is not on the middle. So I'm finding where the middle was first, and then I'm going to go just a half an inch to the left, half an inch to the right to make my part for this style. So it's not a middle part at all. We're making sure that that middle section is untouched. There's no line, there's no parting straight down the middle. It's to the left and to the right, and then we're going to utilize that with our style. So this is what it looks like close up. It's not too big of a part, but we are going to be doing a little bit of like a design ish with it, so it needs to have a little bit of fullness to it. You don't want it to just be like a super skinny part, but this is what it looks like going all the way from the front to the back. All right, time to add in our 100% Indian hemp hair and scalp treatment. This is by Kuza. I just go ahead and put that anywhere that I see that his scalp may be a little bit dry, and just kind of like targeting, making sure that I'm getting his scalp nourished while we do our braids, because we want to make sure that our protective style is actually protecting and keeping the longevity of their hair, not only the style. So now I'm going through with that middle section. I'm just roughly braiding it down to put it out of the way and make sure that it is situated away. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to make another part right beside it. Again, all the styles that I do, unless otherwise stated, are symmetrical. So whatever I do on the left, I'm doing on the right. So I'm going in and I'm just making a very thin braid, a thin part for a thin braid to the right, and I'm also going to do that to the left. I didn't do it as thin as I could have, honestly, because I was just thinking about having to take it all out. And thin braids look really, really cute, but then when you have a 5-year-old who wants to just run around, it's not the quickest thing to take out. So I did do it a little bit thicker. It is thinner than the middle braid, which is the most important part, but you guys can do it smaller if you like. You can do it bigger if you like, whatever you think is the most comfortable for you and your little one. All right, so we're going in now with our famous shower brush that I got at like the dollar store or something. I'm just going in and detangling. I love to use this to detangle. I think as of late, with like the way his hair has become, it's a lot easier than detangling with a brush, but I do have both just in case. So I'm going in now to the back section, and I'm going to be parting and making that into 3, and it's going to be diagonal. So it's just going to go from left to right, from the ear to the middle of the head, and it's going to be 3 of them in the back. Fairly decent size, not too big, definitely not too small. It's like Goldilocks, like just the perfect size of part. And again, that's 3 that we're going to do in the back. Once you're done parting, just make sure you twist or braid to get it out of the way. This third section did go up just a little bit above the ear, just as so you guys can have a little bit of an idea of how I went about this. I didn't part it in half. I'm just kind of going based on each braid. So now I'm going to start at the middle, and I'm going to just kind of do like a kind of curved, kind of like a 7 in L shape, just to go from the middle to the other side. We're going to make this top section also into 3 as well. We're sectioning off that top section, which is just a small little kind of like half egg shape. And once you do that, again, twist or braid, put it out of the way, just so you can actually see what sections that you have available. It makes it a lot easier in the long run. Instead of doing it braid by braid, at least now we know, okay, we've got 6 braids here. This is how we're going to do it. Everything is already sectioned and ready to go. So this is what everything looked like. We have the one at the top. Those 2 make the middle, and the next 2 make that like L shape. And then we have 1, 2, and 3 in the back. And again, we're going to do that exact same parting pattern on the other side. So we're going in with our Shine and Jam, the usual, you know guys, I love this. It does its job, it gives the hold, but it doesn't do too much and it doesn't flake, so it's perfect for kids' hair. I'm also using this braid formula. This is by EBIN. This is a super hold. It is a conditioning gel. It says Supreme High Shine, no residue. I'm using the Shine and Jam to clean up the parts. So as you can see here, I put it on that section and I clean up the parts. And then when I'm actually braiding the hair itself, I use the EBIN to put on the hair to braid it. So I'm using both of them. If you don't feel comfortable with that, do what makes you comfortable. I don't like to put too much different product. I will say this one helps to keep the hair in place. It doesn't cause it, like it says, doesn't have any residue, doesn't have any white flaking. It's not hard. I haven't taken the style down yet, so I don't know what it looks like once you take the style down, but I haven't had any issues with it. So I use it in small moderation, just when I want to keep a style extra clean. So make sure you're cleaning up your parts as you go before you start braiding. And you're just going to braid across. I'm going to start at the ear and I'm going to go into the middle, and it's going to be the same on the other side. I kept them fairly small. I didn't want to do them too big. It also depends on the size of your child's head, how much hair they have. If they have thinner hair, you're going to do it a little bit differently than if they have a lot of thick hair like Cam does. So whatever you think works best for your child's hair, do that. This is just kind of like an outline, a little bit of a blueprint showing you how I do it, and then you can modify it for what works best for you guys. It feels like it's been forever since our last video. Honestly, it's been from the last video to the video before that, it was a long time. You knew we had a bit of issues with my computer and literally deleting my whole library, pictures, videos, everything. So that was crazy. But recently it is our last week. We are in Canada, so this is our last week of school right now. We finished at the end of June. So this being Cam's first year of school, this is his first last week of school. So it's just been kind of an adjustment. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. So we're just trying to, get those milestones and stuff out of the way. But that just means summer's coming, more free time. The videos are going to be coming like crazy. I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the DMs, TikTok, Instagram, wherever. Let us know what kind of videos you're looking for, what kind of hairstyles you're looking for. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, we definitely want to address those for you. I'm trying to get into doing more of the just tutorial videos, but it's a little bit harder. So I'm just kind of sticking with the hairstyle videos themselves, but I will try and do little specialty videos. If I don't do them on YouTube, I might put them on the TikTok, because it's easy to do a shorter video on TikTok. So I might do those there. Let us know what you're looking for, and then I can definitely put those up on TikTok and then just link them and let you guys know whenever they're uploaded. All right, making our way back to the front now. I'm going in and cleaning up these parts. You can do that when you're originally first parting the hair. I kind of just like to go back and clean it up while I'm about to braid it and just kind of do the rough draft to begin with, but whatever works for you guys. I'm now going in and putting that EBIN gel. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Let me know if I'm not, guys. A tip that I always like to give you guys is I add a little bit of oil to the outside when I'm doing like these perimeter braids, just so before I'm putting on all that gel, it kind of gives it like a protective layer between the hair, the scalp, and the gel. Especially if your kids have like sensitive skin and stuff like that, this can really help. It's not necessary at all, but it is just something that I do like to do. So in case you guys are looking for little neat tricks, that is something that I like to do that you guys might be able to include in your hairstyling routine. How satisfying is it to see this braid right now? Just like swooping in all the hair, all the baby hairs, everything just tight and neat. I love it. I have been looking at videos from when he was younger, and you know, he didn't have all that hair over there. And it's really nice to see like where we've come, how far we've got with his hair. And it's just nice to see. So have you guys been looking back and realizing like your little one's hair is growing a lot, or do you think it's kind of just like at a steady pace and it's just staying where it is and it's just easy to maintain for you guys? I mention these often, but these little silver clips that you guys see in his hair right now, those are alligator clips. I absolutely love them. They're kind of like those clips that you put in like, or your mom used to put in her hair when she get like a roller set at the salon, just to keep it in place. But that's exactly what it does. It keeps the hair in place and it makes it so much easier for me to braid because I'm not worrying about like flyaways. I'm not worrying about the hair coming out. I can just braid through and know that it's going to be neat, and the parts are going to be even. So if you need to get some, they're very inexpensive. It's probably like $2 for like a pack of how many, or like you can get them in a box. So I definitely make sure that I have these on hand, especially for the types of styles where we're trying to make sure that everything is actually super, super neat. More so for like these braided styles, not really the singles, but they do come in handy with the singles as well, depending on how small you're getting and how intricate you're getting. So another trick, if you are using a tail comb like I am, you get that silver part, and where the middle of that braid is, or like the middle of the part, you're going to take that part of the comb and you're just going to slide it. So since this is the right side, I'm going to slide it from that middle part, which is like the left, slide it over to the right just before I start braiding. That way it's kind of like molding that section together, and it makes it easier to braid it going down, because we're kind of doing this in like a curve. So you want all the hair to be flat, you want all the hair to be together, which is more so towards the right side instead of the left side. So you just take that silver part and just kind of like slide it in, slide it to the right, and just get all the hair in before you start braiding. All right, let's get to the fun part. So if you haven't already seen, we're doing this all into the middle, into the center, because we're going for that mohawk effect. Cam does not want his hair cut, so we're not cutting off the sides, but we're trying to give it that like illusion. So this middle part where we have the smaller section, the outside braid, and then the middle, which is the bigger, and then a smaller again, we're going to be doing single braids. So as you can see here, I'm going in and I'm just roughly parting like a square, rectangle, whatever works. You don't want them to be too small because, like I said, we got to think about when we're taking them out. But you want them to kind of fit for this thickness of this part that we made. So I'm going through and I'm just doing it section by section. So the first one is going to be the thin row, then we're going to have the middle row, which is a little bit bigger, and then we're going to have the outer row again, which is thin. Super repetitive, super easy. We know how to do singles. If you don't, there will be a video linked. You can find out the very many ways that we do our single braids, our single plaits, whatever you guys call them. So we're just going through quickly. Like you see here, I'm just whipping through it, just braid it all the way down. Make sure you add a little bit of product to the ends, especially if the hair is like really curly. As you can see, I do have an alligator clip at the end of the hair, just to kind of keep it straight, keep the ends from rolling up, just so we can kind of keep the style looking cute. As you can see here, I've started the next row, and this is the middle row, so it's a little bit of a bigger braid than the outer rows. That's totally cool. That is exactly what we're looking for. These single braids are going to fill up the middle, give it a little bit of volume, give it that like look of the hair that we leave out in the mohawk without just leaving hair out, because that's not really a protective style, and we want to have a protective style. So this is a head to toe braided mohawk, no hair left out. Now, depending on your comfort level, depending on your child, you can actually add beads to the end. I know we do usually the colorful ones around like carnival time, but just like everyday use, we use like the black, the clear, or the white beads. They're like the bigger size ones. I also love a good wooden bead, so you could add that in there and just kind of give it like a different feel, give it more movement, but it's all depending on what makes you comfortable. So now going to that middle section that we started off with when we were parting, this is the thinner braid that's going to be on the outer portion. So at the middle of the hair, we had it with single braids, and at the top, we're going to be just bringing the hair to meet the rest of the hair in the middle at the back. So we're just braiding 3 braids from the front to the middle and letting it hang over top of these single braids. So again, this is a smaller braid, it's a thinner braid. We just want to kind of give it a different look, a different design. So we're just doing it like that. I figured to just kind of keep it simple and just keep it 3 straight backs instead of trying to like give it a little zigzag or anything like that, because we had the swoop design on the sides. But feel free, you could do these as crossovers, you could do these as zigzags, whatever you kind of are feeling at that moment. But it was just easier to just go with straight backs for us. I know the US and the Canadian timelines are a little bit different, so you guys in the US would have finished school already, but let us know in the comments if you guys had like pre-K graduates, if you had kindergarten graduates, and did you guys braid up their hair? Did you leave it in like ponytails? What did you guys do for the end of the school year? Or were you kind of like in middle grades where there wasn't any like celebration, it was just the end of school? With this style, specifically the braids on the side that are going into the middle, make sure when you get to the end, you're closing in on it extra tight before you start plaiting down like this, because you don't want it to be loose. You don't want it to be like fat looking. You don't want to see the difference between the braid or the cornrow and then the plait. So just make sure that you're getting it really close to the scalp, really tight before you start plaiting the hair down, so that the style looks neat and cohesive. Once you get done with these 8 braids, making sure that you braid all the way down to the end, you're just going to repeat the exact same thing on the other side, and then voila, this is what you're going to have at the end. A super, super, super cute braided mohawk. It's absolutely adorable. It's super multi-purpose. You can also put this in a ponytail and it just looks like a regular braided ponytail, and you can leave it down like this. There's not really any hair like in the front of their face or anything like that. It's really sleek, you know, business in the front, party in the back. It could be a mullet too. But it's a really nice style, and it lasts long. It gives you the singles in the back, the braids in the front. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the style, you can let us know in the comments down below. Also, you can get in touch with us on our Instagram, in our DMs, on TikTok, wherever is comfortable for you guys. Subscribe to our channel if you have not already. Also, share our videos and our channel with your friends and family, because it will be much appreciated. And thumbs up this video if you like it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you guys in the next one. Bye.